Welcome to Hot Girl Stomps. I like how we've managed to... Why have we synced?
I don't know.
Already?
This is just
In the
us.
tone, this is just how it's happening. This is just
Get
how
used
it's
to it,
rolling.
guys.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to Hot Girl Stomps. Hi, Gemma.
Hi, Cheri.
Hello. This is episode 1. Episode actual 1.
Episode actual 1.
Scary.
This has been How long have we been talking about this? A year? Or longer?
I don't know whether it's quite a year. I think we kind of said, let's do a podcast. We should podcast this. Like, maybe January time, somewhere around there. It was cool. It was like the colder nights.
Yeah, because it was absolutely dripping with rain when we gave ourselves a deadline, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
On our rainy girl stomps.
On our rainy girl stomps,
Rainy
yeah.
girl stomps.
Mm. Well, we're here.
We're here.
Are you excited?
We're
I'm
gonna talk
excited.
about it.
I'm excited. I'm terrified. Hope you guys are going to be in for the ride with us because we're very excited. We are excited.
We're excited. So for episode 1, the way we've decided to tackle it is to sort of delve in a little bit more into topics that interest us both particularly. So we're going to be focusing on mine today, and mine is discussing all about dramatic music. The Hat Man.
That was my drum roll. Did you like my drum roll?
I did. I enjoyed
Very
it. The Hat Man. If you've never heard of the Hat Man, if you just give a quick Google, it's quite a common phenomenon and no one really knows why. And if you're hoping for any answers at the end of this, I can assure you now I do not have any. I just have more questions, but we're going to talk about it. And I'm
sure I'm going to have more questions also.
We're going to be talking about it.
Before we dive into the Hat Man, dramatic music, I thought I would just give you a little mini interview, Gemma. Let people know a little bit more about us and our paranormal history. I would say there's a paranormal history for us. I kind of alluded to it in the trailer, if anybody listened to the trailer in excitement ready for this episode 1. Gemma and I met when we were in primary school. I moved schools halfway through primary school, so I didn't actually meet Gemma until we were in year 5. For those of you that aren't in the UK, that's about 9 or 10, I think, somewhere around there. We met through our mutual other best friend, Abby, who had moved to the school the year before. And we were all weird. We were a bit of a weird friend group, weren't we, really? We used to call ourselves the Eyeball Club, and we were strange children.
I know.
I think that's the start as we mean to go on, really, wasn't it? To be honest, I'm not surprised we've ended up where we've ended up, particularly. But we were children during the age of Most Haunted. The golden age of Most Haunted.
If you were there.
I was there when it was written.
Prime time television. No, I can't come to your wedding. The Halloween special is on.
Halloween special's on, yeah.
I can't.
The live. To be fair, okay, so Most Haunted's a tough one for paranormal enthusiasts, isn't it, really?
It is.
I've got to give them credit for all of their faults. I've got to say they ignited,
They changed the game.
They did. They ignited passion in so many people of our generation, really. I don't know if I would be as into the paranormal if it wasn't for Most Haunted.
Yeah,
personally.
100%. Yeah.
I mean, my mum, well, both of our parents, our mothers definitely were into that sort of thing anyway.
Yeah.
And I remember my mum used to watch, I can't remember what it was, like a reenactment, like a paranormal reenactment show that used to be on the telly, just scare the absolute crap out of me. That was pre-Most Haunted, but Most Haunted changed the game. And I think that's where me and you started to bond more with watching the lives and ringing each other during the break, going, did you see that? Oh my God! That was amazing. So I think Most Haunted had a lot to help us. And then I just have memories of our childhood. Your childhood home, I don't know if you want to talk a little bit about your childhood home, I think fueled it as well. Yeah. I'll let you tell some stories about that, about your house, your mum and dad's house.
I think, I should have warned me I was going to talk about this. I would have looked up when the house was built. My mum and dad's house is old.
It is old.
Girl, it is old.
It is. It's scary. It still scares me as an adult.
It's Victorian. I wouldn't really call it it's not a basement, but like the under the stairs cupboard goes quite low. I'm going to call it a demi-basement.
I don't think I've ever been under there.
You don't want to. You don't want to. And then the attic as well.
The attic, I refuse to go in.
The attic as well.
I hate it.
So I think, like Cheri says, my interest in the paranormal was kind of born into actual stuff I was experiencing as a child in the house, which I'm going to go further into in a moment with my headman story. And headman. And then just having mum and then you guys sort of to bounce off as well. Just sort of encapsulating all of that paranormal stuff and just strengthening it, and it's just never really left, has it?
No.
I
remember, like, we used to, I think because you had quite a large house, we used to have a lot of sleepovers at your house, like my house, and my house wasn't really set up for having lots of people around, particularly when we were kids, so we used to spend a lot of time at yours, and we would have sleepovers either in your bedroom or in the living room, and your staircase, the spiral staircase has a whole ghost story surrounding it, and that used to scare me.
Yeah.
And then, like, where your brother's room used to be, there's a portal of some kind.
Yeah, the psychic was like, there's a portal in here.
Ghost portal.
Like, wow.
Oh, great.
Wow.
So I think that fueled it, really, didn't it? And then as we've gotten older, like, I started joining paranormal teams. I think I joined my first paranormal team.
You went the whole hog. You were, like, professional.
I did. I don't know. I think I loved Kieran O'Keefe. Like, Dr. Kieran O'Keefe is my OG. Like, my ride or die. I love him. And I think when I was watching Most Haunted, I was like, I want to do this professionally. Back then, how did anyone, like, how do you plan to grow up to be a ghost hunter back then? Nowadays, you can just start a YouTube or you can just go and do it. But I had no idea as a child or a teenager how I was going to make paranormal a part of my life. So I thought, Dr. Kieran O'Keefe, parapsychology. So I was wanting to go down the route of doing psychology and get qualifications. That didn't end up happening. So I ended up just Googling, how do I join a paranormal team? How do I do ghost hunting? And just happened to find a all-female paranormal team that kind of was local. I was too young to be going out. I think I was 16 when I first, or 17 when I first started reaching out to them. And then they because I couldn't go out because insurance didn't cover me, they just had me start researching, and I got a bit between my teeth then. And then I think you came out on my very first ghost hunt with me. I don't know whether it was your first ghost hunt as well.
It probably was, yeah.
When we went to the Grace Dew Priory in Leicestershire. Wasn't a big fan of that one. I didn't like the team very much. It kind of put me off. I was like, if this is what paranormal investigation is, I don't really want it, because I didn't feel they were genuine. I don't know how you felt about it. It took me a couple of years, but then I found a team and I rolled with it and ended up doing paranormal investigations, and then here we are. And now I drag you out with me to go to spooky places, and sometimes I think you're down for it, sometimes I don't.
I'm like the reluctant spiritualist.
I think when you're there
in the corner,
you're there and then you're happy about it, and then something happens and you're not so happy about it.
I know.
And then you go back to being happy about it again. Yeah. So it's always a bit of a roller coaster, but it's
a love-hate relationship.
Yeah.
Which I think is actually quite common.
Yeah, I mean, I get scared, but I'm a lot less scared now. I don't sleep with the light on after a ghost hunt anymore, unless I'm sleeping over in a haunted place, in which case the light's bloody staying on. But I am a pussy when it comes to that. But so we've got a paranormal history, the two of us, and it's lifelong, I think. And then we decided to do a bloody paranormal podcast.
Indeed.
Why not?
Indeed. Which will lead me on to my story.
Okay.
Speaking about sleeping with the lights on.
Oh.
It didn't help me.
Okay, right. Hit me with it.
So I will lead us in with talking about just my personal experience with. I wouldn't have known it was the Hat Man at the time.
Okay.
Because I had no frame of reference for that, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more. But if you can just imagine the scene, I think I'm about 9 or 10 years old at the time. At first I thought I was younger, but actually how he came to me was sort of like in a reflection in my television. And I didn't get, if you're a 90s kid like me, the small little, I think it might have even been pink because I was bougie with a DVD player underneath it. Just the very small square TVs.
The 2000s.
Oh, yeah. So I'm laying in bed, and I was never, like I say, because I have a slightly haunted house, I was a terrible sleeper, always had the lamp on at night. And I just used to get feelings all of the time that I was not alone in that room. all of the time. And then this one particular night, I've got that same feeling. I'm lying in bed with my Little Pony lamp on, firmly on, and I sit up and sort of just get this feeling that, again, I'm not on my own, but everybody in the house is asleep.
Mm-hmm.
I can see my own reflection as I've sat up in the television. And I don't know what it was, but I just was kind of like transfixed at looking at my own reflection in this television and just sort of trying to, I think I was trying to see if there was anything else like in the room with me.
Did you say you woke up with this feeling, or were you just trying to get to sleep at this point?
This is where it gets tricky.
Ooh.
Like, was I asleep?
Okay.
And didn't realise? And was this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think I was like kind of like in the throes of that in-betweeny.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get to sleep. Had I fallen asleep? Or was I awake?
Right. Okay.
I don't know. I can't ask 9-year-old Gemma.
That is true.
Unfortunately.
That is true. If only.
So I am sat bolt upright in my bottom bunk and, like I say, staring at myself in the television. And at first, nothing kind of strikes as odd. But you know, the closer you look at something, at the front of the reflection, it was just like a black pillar. Right to the side of the television. So it almost didn't even look out of place because, you know, back in the day, TVs were slightly angular at the sides.
Like they were curved, yeah.
Yes. So you wouldn't necessarily pick up on it. But it was blacker than anything else in the room. And it kind of eventually caught my attention. That this long black stripe was more shadowy than anywhere else. And I immediately go into like freeze mode. Mm-hmm. It's that primal
fight or flight. Yeah.
Hairs on you, and oh my goodness, hairs on your arms stand up, and I'm just staring, and it starts to like wobble a bit, and then the shadow just kind of bends inwards, and then this face with not a brimmed hat, but more like a top hat from what I remember.
Okay.
Just peers.
Oh, I hate it.
From the top of the screen, and he starts bending down.
This is still a reflection.
I don't know. Oh. When I say I am frozen to looking at the telly, so you know, like I daren't avert my gaze at all.
You don't want
I am just staring at this television screen, and it just inverts. He hasn't got a face. It's just a black
mass.
But you know when you can feel something has eyes. And is like potentially grinning.
Oh, I hate it.
I can't see it.
You just feel that it's grinning at you.
It's grinning at me. Just this black shadow with a hat on, turning its neck like upside down from the top of the screen.
I hate it.
And just staring.
I hate it.
I can't even remember what happened after that. Did it just disappear?
Yeah.
Or not? That's all I remember. And then I think I must have either eventually fallen asleep or just the dream. If it was a dream, it moved on.
That's horrible.
Yeah. So that was that.
That's traumatic.
That was that. And it's just always the hat. And basically, the Hat Man is just so common. If you type it into Google, it is full of experiences exactly like mine. It does say when you do a Google search that it's like a global phenomenon. I'm not quite sure that is true.
Okay.
I think shadow people are a global phenomenon.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you try and look into other cultures, there's plenty of shadow things. Mm-hmm. You get jinns in Japan.
Yeah.
Things like that. But an actual Hat Man seems to be specifically quite a Western culture phenomenon.
Okay.
But if you actually look... there's a website called the Hat Man Project, which was started in 2001 by Timothy Brown, who had several experiences, I believe, with the Hat Man and wanted to collate evidence of all these sightings because it just seems to be across the board, hundreds and hundreds of people reporting the same thing. So if you're interested, you can just visit thehatmanproject.com, which I did have a peruse through. And what I find interesting is, like I say, I was scrolling through all these stories and they're all very similar. Mm-hmm. The themes that I noticed, age in particular, that sweet spot of between 6 and 12.
Okay.
again, this is probably a deep dive for another episode, but you know how, like, when, I don't know, like in horror films, when girls are going through puberty and...
Yeah, that emotional charge. Yeah. Well, they do say that emotions can affect paranormal. So the depending on how you consider the paranormal and what you consider the paranormal is, or what you consider ghosts or demons or anything like that is, I suppose would depend on how you would view this. But for me, my understanding is it's all based around energy, and fear and highly charged emotion pump out a lot of energy into a space and can affect things like that. They do say that, you know, times when people are really, really stressed, they start to see more, or they are visited by family members more often and stuff like that. So maybe that could be to do with that. You know, 6 years old, you're starting school, you're starting to make friends, you're starting to learn about the world a little bit more, starting to get crushes and learn about boys and girls and all of that sort of stuff. It's really emotionally like, wow. So it makes sense that would be an age where you're going to be seeing some highly charged spirits, or spirits that feed off of those kind of emotions or energies, potentially.
100%. Why are you staring at children, sir? That's what I want to ask him.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Weirdo.
Sir, it's always a man, isn't it? Why is this man staring at children?
Yeah.
Why are you targeting children, sir?
Weird.
It's not normal.
It's not.
But another thing I noticed was, can he control what he's doing? Another thing I noticed in the stories, he's always on the periphery. You know, with like, so another sort of thing I'm going to sort of delve into, like, is he just a sleep paralysis demon?
Yeah.
Could you even say he's a ghost or anything particularly spiritual?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose this goes into what kind of paranormal beings exist, doesn't it? Like, I know you mentioned jinns, and obviously you've got ghosts. Ghosts, to me, my belief is just, if it's just a straight up ghost, that is just the spirit of a person who is no longer living. Yeah. I think there are more things out there than just the spirits of people that you know, that have passed away. My personal understanding of a very limited understanding of the Hat Man. I haven't deep dived into this topic at all in my paranormal world. I would say he's some kind of, not a demon necessarily. I don't even know if I really believe in demons, but I think he's some other kind of entity. I don't think that he's a ghost. Whether he's sleep paralysis, I think sleep paralysis is a whole other category of fish, but yeah, he's certainly a creeper.
He is a creepy man.
He's a creepy dude.
Creepy man in a hat. Yeah, he's always on the periphery in these stories. So like me, I almost felt like he wasn't almost in the room with me. He was
not quite
in the
there.
television.
Yeah.
A lot of these stories, the kids, like, they're asleep and he's in the doorway. Yeah. That is a huge one. He's just in the door, staring at you. What does he want?
Do you know, I think I've told you this story before. I wouldn't say it's a Hat Man that I saw, but I have seen something so similar to this. Yes. So similar. And I think I was about 12-ish. But for me, and I don't know whether it's just because, I mean, I was 12 over 20 years ago. Like, it's a long time ago. It's a long time ago to reference memory now. Yeah. And I was scared at the time. So how much of this do I really remember in truth? But what I saw, I don't think he had a hat on, but it was certainly a figure of what I perceive to be a male.
Yeah, masculine energy.
Very, very large, humongous, filling up the entire door. Yeah. And for me, I saw it in the reflection of my computer. Yeah. So it's so strange. Like, literally, I was sat there, I was playing The Sims because it was like 2003 or whatever year it was, and peak Sims era. Again, one of those old style computers where as soon as, you know, you click off a page, you've got that black screen. Yeah. It's that whole Black Mirror thing, isn't it? That's where that comes from. And the door was behind me and it was daytime, so the sunlight was coming through the hallway. My mum was downstairs. I could hear my mum. My dad was at work. She was the only person in the house. She was in the room below me. I know she was in the room below me because I could hear her singing. So I knew where she was. And I just literally caught the glimpse of this entire humanoid being standing behind me in the doorway. I turned around and there was nothing there. Turned around, looked back in the screen and there was nothing there. for me, it looked almost like it had a hood on rather than a hat.
Okay.
So are these, you know, I haven't looked into if anyone else has ever had that kind of experience before with a hooded figure.
Yeah.
You know, that
Grim
Reaper. I mean, it certainly didn't have a scythe or anything like in its hand.
He was not coming for you that day.
He wasn't coming for me that day. But what does that mean?
Yeah.
And is it connected to the Hat Man?
Yeah.
Like, is my story connected to your story? And what is it with this you can't look directly
at him,
at them thing that's going on? Like, that.
Yeah.
Why is that?
From the research I did into these stories, because there are cases of people who are fully aware and alert when they see him, like they're working outside, they're in the middle of doing jobs, but again, he's in the trees, he's far away.
Yeah,
you know, like
never close, never enough for you to see.
Sleep paralysis oftentimes. The person feels like a weight on their chest.
Oh yeah,
they
get all up in your shit. Yeah,
at the end of their bed, sat on their bed. He is always on the periphery.
Away. Yeah, that's so strange.
What is his goal? What is his goal?
I mean, I don't know in your research, because again, I haven't looked too much into this, but if he's never really approaching people or doing anything bad to people, maybe he's just like a messenger or like a guardian. Like, I know that...
That's what I was wondering. With children, is he just...
watching
Has he got
over?
malintent? Is it just how our brains are perceiving something that's there? Is it like the natural threat? You have to make it look scary to be wary of it? I don't know.
Yeah. It just feels, with so many unkind spirits or, you know, malevolent spirits that I've come across within my, you know, paranormal research or in my actual paranormal investigations, because I have come across some pretty horrible stuff as I've been doing my stuff, and they do cause physical harm. A lot of them, when they mean to, they can.
Yeah.
So if so many people are having this experience with this Hat Man, why is he not hurting them? Like, if he spirits can hurt. Like, my understanding of it is, I've seen people get scratched, I've seen people get pushed over, I've seen things get thrown at people, all sorts of things that I've seen. If a spirit or an entity wants to hurt you, it's going to hurt you. So why is the Hat Man not hurting people if he's bad? You know, they do say that there's a lot of spirits out there in the world, or a lot of entities out in the world, that do just stay with people and protect them. So maybe that's what he's doing. Maybe he's just watching over.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe he's a bad dude. I don't know.
Maybe he has got malintent.
Maybe he does.
Who knows? The oldest record of him sort of being recorded as being seen as a Hat Man, like I say, my gut feeling is that he is, like you say, part of this group of shadow entities. What their purpose is,
he's
I do
a specific
not know.
one, and there are other ones.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think so.
Maybe we've seen a slightly different one to each other or something in our time.
Was back in 1952. Some psychologists have tried to suggest that we see Hat Men because of like Western culture that puts in our ideas, like Freddy Krueger, Nightmare Before Elm Street. But that came out in 1984.
Yeah.
So why were people seeing a Hat Man back in the 50s? And I, as a 9-10-year-old Gemma, I certainly wouldn't have had any frame of reference to Freddy Krueger.
No, I would.
You would.
I was a strange child.
Yeah, I'd never seen anything like that. The only thing I could maybe put towards that, I think the start of the Goosebumps intro maybe had a silhouette of a man in a hat behind a door.
Maybe.
In the intro.
I think Goosebumps and Are You Afraid of the Dark did have a lot to answer for kids and their nightmares growing up, especially in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe, I mean, I think so many cultures have got so many stories, and I do think we tell them, whether we remember being exposed to this kind of stuff or not. We probably were exposed to those kind of stories, but maybe we just don't remember it, or we don't perceive it, or, you know, we don't remember learning about that particular thing. And there's not to say that we didn't see trailers on TV for things or
maybe
whatever.
But then what is it about a man in a hat that's so
specifically,
clearly the
that
psyche
is so
just
specific.
clings onto it?
Yeah.
Because there's literally thousands of accounts of it, thousands.
Yeah.
And although I say it's not global, like definitely but across the Western world, like different areas of America.
And I think when you're saying that this first started, and when that Hat Man project started, 2001, I think you said.
Yeah.
the internet wasn't as readily available as it is now. People weren't spending every day on the internet like we are now.
No.
Nowadays, I would understand, it's so easy to get hold of information. It's so easy for us to share stuff like this.
Yeah.
Whereas, let's say in the 80s or even the 50s, like you said, how on earth are people getting, like, so many people experiencing the same thing? They're not all connected to each other to share all of this story, yet they're all saying the same thing. Like, this goes back to me with, a really weird example. Let's just pick dragons, Let's say that the world never, like, people didn't travel the world back then. China hadn't experienced the same culture or the same stories as Wales because they'd never come in contact with each other in the history of humanity.
Yeah.
Yet China and Wales both have stories of dragons.
Yeah.
Is there some truth in it for these two cultures that were so separate from each other to have such tales and stories and myths so far back?
Yeah.
Could it be that, as much as maybe, we have shared this information with each other, little bits, and people have picked it up, but is there some truth in it that has led to people so far back from being able to be connected to now have that? There's got to be some truth in it. There's got to be something.
Yeah.
And why
do we make our own demons?
Oh, that's another existential question for another podcast.
Like you say, are these just negative energies and they take on what they hear us talk about and what is frightening?
I hope not, because that means we might go home tonight and see the
Because you get a lot of, like, in, like, Brazilian culture and Puerto Rican culture, and a lot of these, when I was looking into all this sleep paralysis, they experience a lot of animals, which would make complete sense. You're living in rural Brazil or anywhere like that.
The Amazon,
Yeah, you don't want the kids going out at night time because the very real danger is wildlife. We don't have that here in Britain.
True. Well, we don't anymore. We did
not
back
anymore.
In the day.
Well, like, obviously in caveman days, but yeah. Do we make our own? Does the negative energy around us listen to us and just take on what we put out there into the world?
And these are all the questions that we cannot answer. This is why we're so interested in the paranormal, because no one knows. Like, anyone that tells you that they have the answers to any of this is lying. Like, they just don't.
No.
But it's an interesting question.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
Well, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, it's a tough one. I don't want to see him. I can tell you that much. I mean, I know there's that film, The Babadook. I think that was based on him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that was based on the Hat Man. I don't think I've seen that film.
That's quite a good film, actually.
I've seen snippets of it, but I'm fairly certain that that's a dude in a top hat, like a grinning dude in a top hat in that film, right? Mm-hmm. I would say he's probably based off of that, but maybe I need to watch that now. Like, maybe for next episode or an episode down the line, maybe I need to watch The Babadook back on you with my Hat Man theories.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. I think I don't want to see him. I don't know if he's necessarily a threat. Like, if you've seen him and, you're here alive and kicking, it's not like he's an omen of death or anything.
No.
So.
Is he just one of those spirits that sort of
chills,
lingers on the edge?
He
just happens to be one of those that, and that's why he's always sort of like in the doorway, in the entryway. At the end of the field.
He has to be invited in. Don't invite in the Hat Man is the moral of this story. Don't say, come on in, Mr. Hat Man.
He's trying to get in.
Yeah.
He's a knock-in. Don't let him in. Dear God, don't let him in.
Yeah. I don't know. If anyone listening's got any theories, I would be so interested to know if anyone else has had a scenario where they've seen him or any kind of experience.
If you think you've seen him. Any tall, like Slender Man. He's just
not
another,
Slender Man.
But do you know what I mean? Like, why do we have this fascination with tall, human, lanky, humanoid?
It's that uncanny valley thing as well. Yeah, I hate it.
Why do they latch onto our psyche so much? But yes, if you've ever experienced the Hat Man or anything that you think might resemble the Hat Man, we would love to hear your stories, and we will gladly read those out, and we can sort of try and unpick what's going on here. Does he live in the world of sleep?
I think it'd be interesting if anyone does write in and say that they have had this experience or they know someone that has. What age? Like, I think that's a really important part. What age, or maybe what was going on in your life at that time?
we all know that kids are more sensitive to that edge.
Yeah, I just wonder. I wonder if it's to do with, if you're going through something at a certain time, you get a visit because you're going through something stressful or something. You're just
magnetising energy, whether that be good or bad, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think maybe it is negative energy and stressful times.
That is our timer, because we have ADHD.
We have to have a timer. Okay, well, that was today's episode. Thank you, Gemma, so much for all your research and the creepy story that you shared.
You are so welcome. That's one of many.
I'm going to love going to sleep tonight on my own in my house. Love that for me.
But at least you're not in my childhood house.
That's true. Oh, God. Yeah, thank God for that. But yeah, so please write in. Please let us know if there's anything else that you want to hear us discuss, if there are any specific stories you've got. You can find us on all of the different socials. We're just Hot Girl Stomps, pretty much, /Hot Girl Stomps. Instagram is probably your best place to go, and then you can find our link tree and find links to all of the other socials that we've got. And then we will see you on the next episode, where I'll be discussing my favourite paranormal, or one of my favourite paranormal situations that Gemma has no idea what it's going to be. So
excited.
Look forward to that.
Catch you on the next one.
Bye.